Jeremy Phipps. We're on Currajong, 5 minutes north of Deepwater, New South Wales. The variation in the seasons is probably one of our biggest ones. You don't get those as normal average seasons so much anymore. You kind of get like really wet or really dry, and then around this area it's pasture quality too for us, which is a big one.
So sheep and cattle producers right across Australia have this constant challenge in trying to predict how much rain they're going to have, how much grass will grow on their properties, and therefore how many animals they can carry. What AG360 does is it takes a whole range of information from the farm, it gets a weather forecast, and then we allow the software to predict how much grass they're going to have over the next 6 months, how much their animals are going to weigh, and what challenges they might face in terms of risks from extreme weather events like heat or cold.
The ability for AG360 to be able to get the information to a 5k radius of a local farm is just incredible. It does give you a lot of confidence.
The great thing about this online tool is that you can use it in many various ways. You can simply just look at the weather forecast on a 5-kilometre grid for your farm for the next 6 months, or you can go more in depth and look at mapping your whole property, managing your livestock rotations, and looking at your pasture availability from a feed budget point of view with climate forecasts overlaid into that.
That forecasting for us is just the biggest one, and just knowing the pasture availability. You know, it knows the energy requirements of your livestock, so therefore it can predict what you need. Like, that's just the biggest one for us.
One of the other functions of AG360 is the decision support tools. This allows you to look at what-if scenarios for feeding and stocking rates for your farm.
Using it to be able to graph growth, if I add in supplementation or grains or something like that, you can see your growth charts and stuff, so you can make financial decisions whether it's viable to be able to keep them, feed them, sell them. The biggest one for us was having our maiden ewes at a joining weight that we want. So I was out in the paddock looking at my sheep and wanting to know, like I said, like going through the paddocks, were they going to hit my weight targets that I needed for joining. So I came back into the office and went through and ran some scenarios. So being able to do that and forecast that, and then know that if I feed this, I'm going to hit my targets that I require.
I get lots of positive feedback about how it's been useful in a strategic sense, but also in an operational sense. I've had other farmers tell me that it's really helped them to make decisions about how many cattle to purchase for this season. In other cases, people have told me they've made a decision to sell animals because they could see that it was coming up very dry and they wanted to get their animals into the market when the market prices were still good, rather than selling when everyone else does when it's obviously dry. So being ahead of the market, being ahead of other people in the industry and being on the front foot is a massive advantage of using something like AG360, because you've got a view of the future.
It's not a change for the life experience, but I think it just helps make informed decisions. The more information you can have, the better decisions you can make on good foundations.
So the other important factor about AG360 is that you're obviously storing all your very important business information in a software system. We don't share that information with anyone else. You're in complete control of that data, you own it, and it's up to you who you'd like to share it with, and many people share it with their trusted advisors and other team members in the business.
Setting up does take a little while, and probably learning how to use it and use the program to its full potential. I suppose that's a big one for people who aren't super tech savvy. But once it's set up, it's pretty simple, and there's good support as well, which is helpful.
There's lots of ways that we can support you and help you to get set up. We run workshops, training days, we have coaching programs, and we can support you through Zoom training if you live a long way away from us as well. And the best thing about it is it's free, and we're able to provide it free because of support from the Future Drought Fund that covers the cost of all the maintenance of the system and the people who support the system. The AG360 really provides livestock producers and farmers across Australia with a real opportunity to really up the ante using real data from your own farm in real time to make better decisions to enhance your business and your personal life and to give you peace of mind.